Hello. Okay, we are seeing people trickling in, so welcome. Can everybody hear me okay? God, it's just so hard to get feedback. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Welcome to Crypto News with me. This is a channel that focuses on um, um, This is a channel that focuses on crypto news. We have quite a bit of things to talk about. Since our last session, a lot has happened. Not necessarily everything has been good, but we are we're here to talk about it, good or bad. Okay. I don't get paid by anybody. So everything that you hear is legitimate and it's pretty much it is, we are looking at news articles and um, it is opinion based. So we're here to share, it's like an open discussion. We're here to share opinions. So I have my opinions, you have your opinions, and I'm more than happy to hear and talk about what we think is going on in crypto recently. And there is so much to talk about. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. So, some of the also, I wanted to mention before we get started, I moved some of my scheduling around. Now we're going to be, um, my goal is to do 4 sessions a week, and we're going to cut them down to 2 hours just because I did receive a lot of feedback about um, just not being able to make the full 3 hours and being a little more flexible. So we will be doing 2 hour sessions from now on, and they will be shorter. They'll be shorter and there'll be more of them. So we're still getting in. We're still getting in like a good amount of time together. We're just distributing the time slots a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and switch to a different view. Um, that's not the view I wanted to switch to. Okay. I'm not getting any I'm not getting any like double mic feedback, am I? I hope not because that was a little bit pesky last time. Okay, also, new news. I got my Discord finally up and running. The person told me that my email that I had sent to support had actually been that it had been stuck in the spam box or something like that. So I'm officially unspammed from the Discord support team, and my Discord is up. I just discovered that it was up this morning, so I don't have that much information out on there yet. My goal is to have the news articles that we're going to be talking about on the Discord so that if you have like questions about where I'm getting my references, then there will be easily accessible. But for the meantime, I am going to just take a minute to share my Discord. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We are looking at my Discord channel. So it's also in the About Me it's also in the About Me section. So if you look under my Twitch in my About Me, it's there. But um, if you guys want to work on the creation of my Discord, let me know because I would love help. I've never created my own like server on there, and there's a lot of there are a lot of tips that I'm sure I could benefit from. Okay, so that is the Discord channel. I'm gonna go ahead and stick that into. I'm gonna go ahead and stick that. It's called Coffee and Crypto, and I'm gonna go ahead and stick that. How do I share this Discord channel? I've already shared it a few times in the chat. So I'm just going to copy the same link because I don't actually know how to access what I want right now. Okay. Can I just copy and paste that? No. That's not what I wanted to copy and that's not what I wanted to copy and share. Okay. No harm done. Let's go and how do I share this? Okay, so my Twitch is linked to it, but I can't get my Discord to link to. How do I share? Oh, Jesus. Okay, maybe it's under. Here we go. Invite your friends. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to stick that into here. There it is. There's the Discord channel. So I will have both Discord. Now I have to manage like multiple things. I will have Discord and this chat both available. I'm just going to move this to the side. So if you want a message on Discord, feel free to do that. Or if you want a message on, what am I on? Or if you want to message on the regular Twitch chat, that's also an option. So yay, congrats. So Discord is up and running, and we are almost and improvement, let's call it improvements coming soon. Okay. It's just me participating in the chat by myself once again. If you are able to chat, feel free to chat. Okay. Okay, let's cancel out of that. Oh my gosh, I have a bunch of tabs that I meant to cancel that I haven't canceled. All right, here we go. First, let's start off the morning by looking at some crypto news. Let's look at my regular screen for crypto. Where are we? How do I go? How do I get out of? Okay. So CryptoWatch.ch, one of my favorite websites to look at every single morning when I log in to my computer. Here, they'll give us news. They'll also give us information about current prices. So I have some of my top picks. I don't actually own any Gods Unchained. That was just something that I was trying out. I do own AXS because I do believe in the gaming component of that. Although today AXS happens to be down 21%. So crypto, as I'm sure as you have heard, being hit pretty hard recently, along with the entire financial sector. But we'll cover that in a little bit later. Just off the top statistics, Bitcoin is at 30,000 today, 31,000 US, 30,000 euro. We have Algo at 51 cents, which is a lot lower than we saw it earlier last week. ADA at 0.63. So not overall, not great. If we take a minute to look at, let's just do Bitcoin as an example. If we were to look at the graph of Bitcoin in the last 24 hours, let's give it a larger time period. Okay, so we're seeing a little bit of a comeback. Today's May 11th. So we saw, so between, in the last, what is this? In the last few hours, we saw Bitcoin hit a low of $30,000. It's currently sitting at 31,000. And if we look a little bit further back, just because I know it's been a while since we recorded a session together. So let's look back at a more meaningful graph. So up until May 5th was the last time Bitcoin had a strong number. It was sitting at approximately 39,000 USD. And since May 5th, so in the span of 6 days, it's approximately lost 20% of its value. It went from, let's call it 40,000 to 30,000. So that is a significant drop in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is one of the better coins just because it's a little more stable. It's been around for longer. It's the first Bitcoin. So not great, not great news at all. I've been hearing that we haven't seen the worst of it apparently, and it's looking like some of these graphs are just ridiculous to look at. It's looking like it's a downward slope into who knows what. So that is what the charts look like this morning. Not a lot of great news. A lot of things have been happening recently that have caused this major downfall. So we'll talk a little bit about. Yeah, I've heard it could go as long as 10,000. So not like holding at 10,000, maybe a hold at 20, but a possible dip all the way into the tens. So it's quite alarming to see some of these numbers. However, on the positive side, or maybe not on the positive side, Bitcoin, crypto in general, is not the only. It's not the only commodity that's getting hit hard. There's a lot of other things that are happening in the market, which we'll talk about next. So just a little bit of overview. That's what's going on. Welcome, Siberian Tiger, and thank you for joining us this week. Okay, first episode of the week. On Mondays sometimes are hard for everybody, so not a Monday person. So Monday was rough, and Tuesday I had a gym date at a bouldering gym, so I'm back into bouldering. I took 2 months off, but I'm back. So I wasn't able to join yesterday, unfortunately. And so today is the first day of the week for us. But we'll be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So more to come later this week. And I'm sure there's going to be lots to talk about. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the first topic that I want to cover, which will be Coinbase. Oh my gosh. I get notifications on my phone about just crypto news, and Coinbase has been just all over the news recently, for better or for worse. So let's see, which Coinbase article do we want to cover first? Let's go ahead and refresh this page, and we can see that. So first up is here we go. This is the first article that I wanted to cover. It's like the most tragic one, possibly. Coinbase posts net loss of $430 million for Q1 of 2022. Q1, I suspect, goes from, I guess I should probably know. So let's, because everyone has their own fiscal year, right? So Coinbase fiscal year. I mean, we're in May, so Q1 could have definitely been Q2 calendar year. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So Q1 ended March 31st, 2021. So it looks like they have a regular calendar year. So let's go back to that. What the hell is this? What the hell is this ad? What? How did I get this ad? And how do I get rid of it? Oh my gosh. Okay, it must be an ad on this site. Let's see if I can just reload this and get rid of that ad. Okay. Yeah, so Q1 for Coinbase was January, February, and March of 2022. So we're actually a few months after, which is even more devastating because if you think about it, all of the recent bad news, or the majority of it, has come in the last month, which is not part of Q1. So I suspect that this loss of profits for Q2 is going to be even more horrendous. Anyways, let's just look at some more of these findings. We went from a 309 billion trade volume to 547 billion. Gosh, these ads are super annoying on this site. Good morning, Lucior. Okay. Yeah, so not a lot of good news for Coinbase. They also talked about, so there's been a lot of talk about Coinbase. This is just the first article that I wanted to bring up. Yeah, so they're obviously not doing well. Coinbase is, I believe, has the highest percentage of capital in as far as like exchanges goes. And I also, another thing that while we're on the topic of Coinbase, so Coinbase is publicly traded. They haven't been publicly traded for that long, but let's go look at the Coinbase stock. I usually go to Google for this, so take me to Google first, or Google. Jesus. Google Finance. And then let's go to Coin. Okay. So since they're publicly traded, another good thing to look at is their stock price. So Coinbase Global, let's look at the last 5 days, look absolutely horrendous. This is that May 5th when the price of Bitcoin dropped. So as predicted, if Bitcoin's pricing drops, so will Coinbase's stock value. It looks like, yeah. So it looks like at May 3rd, it looked pretty stable. May 4th, it looked pretty stable. And after May 5th, another cool correlation that I just noticed is that Coinbase stock actually dropped faster than Bitcoin did. So that's to say maybe there's whoever's invested in Coinbase, those investors tend to be more scared driven because they've it seemed like they've pulled faster than the Bitcoin holders have pulled. And obviously, those two things are heavily correlated with each other. So we're just seeing a downward spiral for Coinbase stock. Oh, this is their global. This isn't even their stock. This is their This is their global. Hold on. Sorry, we were looking at the wrong thing. This is their their Nasdaq index. So yeah. So as of May 5th, that's when things have started to look horrible for Coinbase. It was trading at approximately $130, and now it's trading at low 70s. So what is that? Like a $50 drop on 130. That's more than a 30% drop in less than well, the stock market isn't open all time. So in less than a few days, less than a week, there's been a 30% or more drop in Coinbase stock. Looking back at Coinbase, it looked like it's been super unstable. I mean, as can be predicted. So it looks like Coinbase went public in April 16th of 2021. So a little over a year now, and it's been pretty unpredictable since it's gone public at a high peak of $342, then just slowly deteriorate into a 72 stock price. Does anybody who invests in crypto also invest in Coinbase stock? I, for one, don't invest in Coinbase stock, and the reason for that is I'm already heavily invested in crypto, and therefore I don't think that I want to invest more into Coinbase stock. It seems like a middleman. Like, why would I invest in Coinbase stock if I could just invest in the coins themselves? But if you aren't invested in crypto because you're not sure how to get started, or you are still new to the crypto game, starting off with like investing in a crypto stock would be a good start. It will follow the general trend of cryptocurrency, and it's a much more manageable asset, just because there's more help on how to do stocks. So that I guess let's cover all of Coinbase while we are covering some of the tragedies that Coinbase has faced in the last week. So I tend to get a lot of my news discussion from cryptocurrency news and discussion. So if you, I know it's not like this is where I start, and then I'll look at sources from posts. I also just love the comments that Redditors have. So I do spend a lot of my time here and just generating ideas about, like generating my own ideas based off what other people's opinions are. So another, like, related to Coinbase and some of the tragic losses that Coinbase has had recently, I've also seen a lot of opinions about whether you should continue to use Coinbase as your primary exchange. So Coinbase, although it was one of the first and it is one of the leading exchanges, it often does face a lot of negative controversy. Webull is another similar like exchange, and a lot of these exchanges are primarily for beginners. So if you're a beginner investor, you probably have a Coinbase account. I have a Coinbase account. There's no shame in having a Coinbase account. I have several, but yeah, it's one of the easier platforms to manage. The user interface is pretty friendly. So a lot of people get started on Coinbase. And like I said, I think it has one of the largest um, like Bitcoins to its name. There is actually a website. Oh God, what is that website where you can get information about where all the Bitcoins lie? Hmm. Gosh, what is it? Trade-in volume? Bitcoin trade-in volume. Gosh, I believe that's what the website is. God, this is something I should probably have up. I believe, let's see. If anybody knows the website I'm looking for. Okay, well, this is not the website, but this also has the information that I was looking for. So in total, it looks like as far as the exchanges goes, Coinbase has the largest volume of Bitcoin, uh, which is approximately 342 Bitcoins. What does that equal to as far as math? So 342 times, what are we at? 30,000. So it has approximately $10 million. Yeah, it has approximately $10 million worth of Bitcoin. Now, that number obviously goes up and down depending on Bitcoin value, but as we can see, it has the market share. So 45% of all the Bitcoins on any exchange are on Coinbase. So that's why it's like all over the news, right? Most of the people who have crypto probably have a Coinbase account, and that's where they keep their crypto. Yeah. So another huge controversy that I've seen coming out of this discussion board is that because Coinbase is so far down, because Coinbase is just so far down in the weeds, because the Coinbase stock has dropped so ridiculously. A lot of people have been warning users of Coinbase that potentially your coins are not necessarily safe inside of Coinbase. There's been a lot of really great posts here about legislative laws, about whether you should whether like what would happen in the case of one of these exchange companies going bankrupt. So because the stock of Coinbase is so far low, and Coinbase, the thing about these stock companies is that they have to make their investors happy, right? So if it's just kind of like a downward spiral. If Coinbase, if they can't pull profits next quarter, right, they're going to be in big trouble with their investors who are going to pull out of their stocks. And so what Coinbase has to do retroactively is like sell off some of their Bitcoin. And as they're selling off more of their Bitcoin, their the price of Bitcoin is going down, which then people are looking at the price of Bitcoin going down, and then they're going to sell their Bitcoin because they see the Bitcoin is going down. And so it's kind of like a downward spiral that we're unfortunately in. And so because of this like downward spiral that we could be entering, a lot of people have been suggesting like possibly moving your coins out of that exchange. Now, not a financial advisor. I'm just I'm just letting you guys like what some of the pros and cons and opinions that are being discussed. So if you are invested in crypto and you are a first-time user and if you've never heard about this, probably something that is good knowledge for you right now, especially because of all this talk about Coinbase or possibly other exchanges going bankrupt. In the event that one of these exchanges does go bankrupt, you do not have any kind of liability. There is no insurance. You kind of like, from what I've gathered, you kind of just lose your stock or your coins. And so um, that's like that's the legal. Of course, they're gonna write that in their legal contracts, like as same as TD Ameritrade or Webull or any of these other exchanges that use trade stocks in. They'll also have they also have similar clauses in their contracts about if the company goes bankrupt, you actually don't own any of those stocks. You are just kind of like you're kind of buying the stocks that they've already purchased, and those stocks are ultimately owned by the exchange, not by you. Anyways, this discussion has been going on heavily. So, on a positive note, I just mentioned a lot of negative things that have been going on. On a positive note, this would be a great time for you to start looking. So, in if you are invested in Bitcoin, this would be a great opportunity for you to start looking at hardware wallets, or to maybe look at. So you have two options, right? I guess you have three options. You can start looking at hardware wallets. You can move to another exchange, which is privately owned or seems to be doing better, or you can move to a software wallet. All of those three are good solutions to the current issue, and we can talk about hardware wallets later. That's something I wanted to cover towards the end of our time together. But just giving you just food for thought. Does anybody in the chat have? Does anybody in the chat have crypto on Coinbase? I guess that's one of the questions that that I should ask. So, is anybody on here on Coinbase? Hell no. Love it. Love it. Um, wow. Okay. Yeah. No shame if you're on Coinbase. Like, I started on Coinbase. Coinbase was my first exchange. Like I said, I have 3 active Coinbase accounts, 2 of which have like nothing, and one which has a little bit of cash in there. So I actually have a Coinbase account. I am a little worried about what is going on, and I am going to be monitoring this topic because, um, I'm invested in Coinbase. I don't have any stock of Coinbase. I only have a little bit of Bitcoin, and I only have Bitcoin. I do have some altcoins, but no significant amounts. So I do happen to have Bitcoin in my Coinbase account, and so I am going to be closely monitoring this for you guys as well as myself. Okay, let's see. So enough about Coinbase. Is there anything else? Anyone have any other complaints or topics they want to talk about regarding Coinbase before we move on to the next topic? I know Luton was had strong opinions about Coinbase. I know a lot of people do. Like, um, there's a lot of like, not your coin. What is that phrase that everybody uses? Not your key, not your coin. Oh, gosh, I'm blanking out. But okay, well, we can always go back to Coinbase. I'm sure we're gonna keep being hit hard on what Coinbase is up to, and we're gonna get bombarded by news on Coinbase. So let's not beat the dead horse, or the partially alive horse that is gonna be a very dead horse soon. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to talk about another. I don't want to talk about another topic that is devastating. So maybe if I can find, there's just been like such horrible news lately. Like, Not gonna lie, today's a hard topic to talk about the news because I want to always have a positive outlook on stuff, and it's just hard when your entire, dollar economy and everything is just collapsing, possibly the world. Okay, let's talk about let's talk about other stocks because let's talk about other stocks because I know this is a strictly crypto channel, and in the rules of the channel, one of the rules is let's stick to crypto, but some of these other like financial topics are kind of important, and they kind of correlate with crypto. So I wanted to. This is like the only positive spin that I could possibly find to the news recently, and that is even worser news. So, oh, and hold on. Let me send that link. Hold on. What was that link that we just looked at? Let me stick that link into the chat so that you guys have it. Okay. And oh my gosh, we're already 40 minutes in and we're not doing great on news coverage. It's been a lot of me complaining. Okay. Let's try to pick up the pace and see if we can cover some more of the stuff that I have for you guys. Okay. Positively or not positive? Is that even a word? Positively or less positively? Here's another interesting news article that I sprung upon, and this one says tech giants lost more than 1 trillion in value in the last 3 trading days. So we talked about Coinbase and we talked about Bitcoin, and it seemed that the magic number was May 5th, which was what, last Thursday? I want to say it was May 5th last Thursday. I don't have a calendar up. May 5th. Oh, Cinco de Mayo. I had a recording on that day. I should know what that day that was. So May 5th was Thursday. It was Thursday. Yeah, so all hell went loose on May 5th for some reason. And so let's keep that date as we look at so this article, let's keep that date as we look at this article. So this article was published on Monday, May 9th. And if they're talking about the last 3 days of like when stocks are actually open, that would also fall right around right around May 5th as well. So there is a lot of correlation between crypto and some of the other major losses that we're seeing in general. So, not that I want to be a bearer of more bad news, and I'm sure a lot of people that are on this chat, all the other squirrels that are on this chat have probably already seen a lot of this covered. But I'm going to go ahead and just briefly cover it anyway in case you haven't heard. So, tech giants lost more than 1 trillion in value in the last 3 trading days. Apple has been trimmed by $200 billion since the Fed raised interest rates. It's funny because we talked about the interest rate rising by half of a percent, and we didn't think anything of it. I didn't think anything of it. The market didn't think anything of it. But later that day, I guess, just like a lot of people, a lot of the scare tactic kicked in, and a lot of people were doing a lot of sellouts. So let's see. This is interesting. So just today, looks like Facebook, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, all in the red, of course. And it's looking at other statistics. It looks like Microsoft has lost around $189 billion in value. Tesla registers at $199 billion. and its valuation falls below 1 trillion now. Amazon has declined by 173 billion. Alphabet, Google's umbrella company, is worth 123 billion less than last week. The graphics card maker Nvidia lost 85 billion, and Facebook, Meta, whatever Facebook's new name is, has lost $70 billion in value. So not